Hello, everybody. Okay, Ms. Clifton, you can call the case.
21006-741 State Treasurer et al. Versus Anthony Watala et al.
Council appearances for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kathy Kakish, Assistant Attorney General for the State Treasurer.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kenneth Camilleri on behalf of Albert Wachtola.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Michael Sims on behalf of the estate of Albert Wachtola.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Travis Mahalik. I represent non-party Shell Point, a division of New Res. We are a lien holder on the property at issue here.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. John Polderman, court-appointed receiver.
Okay. This is the receiver's motion for authorization of sale of the real estate. Mr. Polderman, you can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. As the court is aware, we've been attempting to sell this house for some time. This actually arises out of the contempt proceedings involving Kimberly Thompson. We've had the house listed for sale. We've detailed the marketing efforts in the motion, so I won't repeat that. I do know our buyer is extremely motivated. They put down a deposit. The inspection period has passed. They are ready to close on the sale of the property. And I've also confirmed with the title company that they could close immediately, given the fact that prior to this hearing, Ms. Thompson, Mr. Camilleri, and Ms. Kakish, as well as myself, all agreed that we would stipulate to the proposed order approving the sale. That is, and that's attached to my motion as Exhibit H. The only change to that would be the caption, given that we've had some new attorneys appear here. But we also wanted to have this hearing, given the fact that Anthony Wachtola is incarcerated, and I imagine would want a chance to speak as to the motion. I can also inform the court, and for the benefit of counsel for Shell Point, we do intend on paying the amounts due under the mortgage at closing. So at the on the settlement statement, there'll be a payoff for the mortgage company. They will be paid along with any property taxes and customary closing costs. We believe, after the payment of all those costs, there's going to be somewhere around $40,000 in proceeds from the sale.
I'm sorry, how much from the sale, the proceeds, Mr. Polderman?
$40,000.
Okay.
And we'll hold that in our trust account and report back to the court for distribution of those proceeds. But the mortgage company will be paid at closing.
Okay. And the 40,000 is after all of the debts and obligations have been satisfied, Mr. Polderman?
That's correct. There's a mortgage, there's back property taxes, there's a broker commission, closing costs that are customary with this transaction that will all need to be paid. And then after that, we anticipate there will be about 40,000.
Okay, all right. Mr. Mikulik, is that satisfactory to your client's position?
Yes, Your Honor, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Let me see. I'm going to give Mr. Wachtola an opportunity to speak. If I can, give me a second. Okay, so Mr. Watals, they need to unmute you on your end. They need to unmute you. Is
Well,
there any,
that's-
go ahead, Mr. Polderman.
Sorry, Your Honor, just so the record's clear, we did get an estimated payoff from Caliber Homes. That's good through, well, 2 days from today. The payoff is 197,000. And then we've got about 5,000 in back taxes and then a $15,000 broker commission. So those are the largest expenses.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Mr. Watala.
Yeah, all right, now that, I brought this to the court's attention last time, but I think we only had like 3,000 in the trust at the time. Since now that we have made a sale of the house and everything looks good and there's gonna be like an extra 50,000 or 40,000 or whatever left over in the trust, and we're still collecting $4,900 monthly payments from the sale of the pawn shop continuously still every month. We're collecting $1,250 a month from my house being rented out and this lump sum of the sale of the house. I'm asking the court to allow me to have what the Michigan Department of Corrections allows for prisoners to have in their account, which is $1,500. And that way I can buy me a winter jacket, boots, and everything that I'll be able to need to get through this winter. I don't think that should be a problem since we just sold the house and there's still $4,900 a month coming every month and $1,250 a month through renting out my house.
Okay, thank you.
Respectfully.
Thank you. Mr. Polderman.
Well, there is approximately $4,000 in the trust account. That is true. There's property taxes associated with the rental that are coming due. We haven't closed on the house yet. So even though the court, I'm assuming the court approves the sale today, we'll have to have our closing. We'll have to collect that. So, and I know I said this last time, but I think maybe we set a review date of January 15. So we'll actually have closed, have proceeds in hand, and then maybe the court could consider Mr. Wuchtala's request. We are sending him the $250 a month. I know the court approved that increase. We have been doing that. But I'd actually like to just close on the sale and have that in hand, just so the court can evaluate it then.
Okay, and the court is, that was my position, because even though, Mr. Watala, we have a buyer here, if the sale has not been fully executed at this point in time. So once, as Mr. Polderman has indicated, excuse me.
Right, this
excuse
is
me.
what I'm saying though.
Hold on, I didn't finish. As Mr. Polderman has indicated, once we complete the sale, all of the liens are satisfied, all of the outstanding debts are satisfied, all of the costs have been satisfied, then we should be in a position to grant that relief. But at this time, there's only $4,000 in the estate.
Right.
And Mr. Polderman indicated the taxes are gonna be coming due. So the
I
court
get
is
that.
not.
We just sold a $260,000 house.
It's
We
not
got,
so-
there was,
I'm
let
gonna
me
mute
say
you.
something though, Judge. There was 3,000 in the trust last time, 2 months ago when we had court. There's 4,000 in it right now.
But
We're
we're not
still
gonna.
steadily collect. We're
Okay, but we're
steadily
not gonna-
collecting $4,900 monthly payments from the pawn shop. We're steadily collecting $1,250 a month from my house. It's not gonna vanish or disappear. The money's just gonna keep adding to the trust. So
And that-
it's December. It's the middle of December. I need to get a winter jacket. I go outside and I freeze. I need to buy stuff that I need. I don't have thermals. I don't have winter boots. I
Well,
don't have any of that stuff. We
well,
have
at this-
4,000 in the trust right now.
I'm not gonna diminish the trust, Mr. Watala. As Mr. Polderman indicated, let the sale be completed. Once the sale is completed, the court will honor your request. Then we'll pay Ms.
Right.
Hakish whatever she has, and then we'll be done.
All right. I just
So-
want you to understand where I'm coming from.
I
Because this is
understand
my
perfectly.
money and this is all I have to work with.
I understand
I've been-
perfectly, but, and stop. And as I indicated, you wouldn't even be in this position if the court hadn't stepped up. So let's deal with this. move forward, satisfy all the outstanding liens, obligations, and debts that are associated with this sale. And Mr. Polderman indicated January. He said
Okay.
January approximately when, Mr. Polderman?
I would say the middle of January. We
Oh.
should have closed on it by then and have,
Okay.
so whatever.
So
time
the-
I meet the
Now, the
court.
parties
I'm,
have.
I'm
agreed.
understanding, that's fine. I'm understanding, Judge. I just
Okay,
want you to
so
understand where I'm coming from.
I understand. Let me finish.
I'm
and
saying
make-
you want to cut me off like every single second I try to talk. I'm just having a conversation just like
No,
every
I
other
can't.
person.
No. I understand your
This
position
is my
fully.
shit.
Okay, I'm muting you. You don't curse on this court's record. So anyway, as the court had indicated, I will enter the order once it's presented to the court. Mr. Polderman, have the council stipulated, or are you just gonna submit it today?
Council has stipulated, so I'll probably sign Mr. Camilleri, Ms. Kakish's, and Ms. Thompson's name to the order because I have emails from them indicating that's okay. So I'll sign their names with consent and then upload the order for entry.
Okay, Ms. Clifton, can I have a date? I don't have my, oh yeah, did I have it open? Let me see for a date. Mr. Watala, I'm not mute you because you disrespected this court. I am not unmuting you. Mid-January afternoon, of course. Mr. Watala, you had your opportunity to speak. You don't disrespect this court. I am not unmuting you. January 24th at 3, council. January 24th at 3. And Mr. Pulver, please send out a notice and make sure Mr. Watala gets, and then as hopefully everything else will be resolved. And we'll be able to move forward with Ms. Kakish, Mr. Polderman, and get Mr. Watala some funds for his winter wear. I'm not unmuting you, Mr. Watala. I told you what happened. I'm not disrespecting you. You disrespected this court. You do it all the time. I am not unmuting you. No. We'll see you on the 20, what was the day, Ms. Clifton? The
Your Honor.
24th. Mr. Camilleri?
Yes, sorry to interrupt the court. Your Honor, one thing that I'd like to bring to the court's attention, I believe the court has previously ordered Kimberly Thompson to provide counsel in this case with contact information. I don't believe we've received that. She hasn't filed anything yet. And I would ask the court again to direct Ms. Thompson. As I said, I believe this court has already directed her to do that, to provide counsel with an address and telephone number at which she can be reached, please.
Yeah, and Ms. Thompson, you're on mute. You're on mute, Ms. Thompson.
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, hi. I have made, thank you. I have made several attempts to try and change my driver's license or change my address with the court. Finally, yesterday, I got through to the help desk, who I did get an email back and said it was done and taken care of. And also, I have provided my new address to Mr. Polderman's office back in July. He has my cell number and my email has not changed. And Mr. Polderman had my new address since before I moved out, or as I was moving out. So
Okay,
it's been 6 months.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Polderman?
Yeah, I do have Ms. Thompson's new address and
So
it
can-
is on the caption.
Mr. Camilleri?
I can send it to him.
Mr. Polderman, can you please provide that to me?
I will.
Said he's
In an
indicated
email?
that he
I
will.
appreciate that. One real quick matter as well, Your Honor. There are now, there's a number of lawsuits, amendments to the complaint and so on and so on. As a matter of fact, I believe there was just a third amended complaint filed. Should the court, or should we have a scheduling order in these cases, Judge? I have emailed your clerk a couple of times about obtaining a scheduling order. Your clerk did, and I'm going off the top of my head, provide me with a name and telephone number of someone I should contact, but I don't know if the court needs to order a scheduling order, Judge.
I don't think so, Ms. Kakish.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. Normally in SCAFR cases, scheduling orders do not work because everything is resolved through show cause hearings. And early on in this case, Mr. Camilleri, this court did enter an order removing the case from scheduling order, from the scheduling order.
Your Honor, then I have a question of clarification, and I apologize to the court, because Albert Wachtola did start a case against Kimberly Thompson, and you know, that was part of the problem with not having Kimberly Thompson's information and not being able to get a hold of her and discovery and everything else and a witness list. I'm just wondering how we would go about that, Your Honor. I'm asking.
Okay, that's a separate action, is it not?
I believe it was just an amended complaint filed in this case, Your Honor. Or should I file a
separate action? Because this is just.
I will file a separate action. Ms. Thompson, of course, you have no issue in stipulating to the underlying case that I filed being dismissed, correct?
Well, this is what I suggest, Mr. Camilleri. Go ahead, file your new case and then dismiss this one. The claim in this one. Go ahead and initiate your case and then dismiss it in this one.
Very, very well, Your Honor. I will do that immediately.
And then it won't be problematic.
Okay.
All right. No, Mr. Wachtola, I'm not listening to you today. You get it together and I'll hear from you on the 24th, is Ms. Clifton, at 3 o'clock. I said 20 what? 24th. So I know, Mr. Wachtola, I'm not hearing you today. Nope. You get it together and you learn how to respect this court, and I'll hear from you on the 24th at 3 o'clock. Mr. Polderman, I'll look for your order to be submitted to the court. Mr. Camilleri, go ahead, initiate your new action and then file an order dismissing it once you've initiated your new action. And Mr. Mikulek, you'll be resolved by way of the closing, and Mr. Sims, you'll probably still be with us.
Very well, Your Honor, because I would think that the new case that I'm going to file would have to be in the name of the estate of Albert Wachtola anyway. I just wish to add, I hope all of you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see you in 2024.
Yeah, same to you. And Anthony Wachtola, I'm telling you, you learn how to respect this court. I will see you January 24th. This concludes the hearing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Take care, everyone.